And good evening from Blue Devil Gymnasium. It's Championship Saturday night at the Quincy High Thanksgiving Tournament, the 52nd tournament. The band's here, the fans are here, and Quincy High trying to wrap this one up and take home the first place. Their first night, of course, came out here against Wendell Phillips, got the victory in that ball game. Last night, Wendell Phillips played Tinley. Phillips won 71-65 as the Blue Devils go on a 69-29 victory. Camden Brown had 20 points in that ball game. That first night was a good-looking night, too, for the Blue Devils. Leading the way on that was Camden Brown had 14 in that game, 18 from Ralph Wires, and 17 from Keyshawn Thomas leading the way. So all you got to do tonight is take care of business against the Lions of Lanphier. First game, they came out, got a victory. Got right against Tinley Park. Turned around last night and lost against Wendell Phillips. So they have a shot, but if the Blue Devils just take care of their business, should be a victory here. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman alongside Coach Dave Pettit as you're on meccasportsco.com. And Coach, we've seen a lot of basketball in the last couple days from both sides of town and both sides of the sex equation, boys and girls. Yeah. So lots of good stuff, and we're going to wrap it off right here with the Blue Devils.
Well, it's one of those games to where, Springfield, Lanphier, we played them last year, and it might have been a 20, 25-point game. Blue Devils handled it very well. I don't think they need to rest on their laurels, and, because Springfield, Lanphier is going to come out and they're going to give the Blue Devils their best, in this ball game. So, it's one of those scenarios to where the Blue Devils need to come out and play like they have been in order to win this game.
Yeah, the last Saturday night last year at Thanksgiving, we did play Lanphier, won 58-39 to go 3-0. BL3 had 12. Brown and Thomas both had 11. Of course, BL3 still nursing that a little bit. May see him as early as next week. As we were talking to some folks. But it just is take your time. We've talked about it numerous times. Take your time. There's no hurry. There's no championships, won or lost, at Thanksgiving, except for the Thanksgiving tournament.
Well, you play smart, take care of the basketball, get good shots, and get after it on the defensive end, because that's where the Blue Devils have hung them out, after the deflections and getting into the passing lanes and going 3-on-2, 2-on-1. And that's where they're going to be successful this year.
Well, of course, Wendell Phillips last night played Lanphier. Lanphier lost that ball game, or Phillips won it, however you'd like to say it, 84-70. But looking at that, getting the big scoring, two guys. Jaquan Holman, 32 points for Lanphier, and also for the Lions, Sean Hatchett Jr., we've heard his name before, and he had 20. So 52 out of the 70 points came from those two players.
Definitely, if you're going to be in the 1-2-2, 1-3-1, or the man, you need to find out where the shooters are, make sure you've got a body on them and guarding them, and making sure it's a tough way to get to the basket and or tough shot.
Well, that's what Coach Douglas, we talked about what we saw Thursday night. All man, no 1-2-2. Most of the time you say Quincy High Blue Devil basketball, you throw that 1-2-2 full or three-quarter court most of the time into the half-court set. So now we add the man-to-man out there, and we've got some looks, and we've talked about BL3 being out. Guys are playing good with it. People are picking it all up. So, yeah, we'll hear Coach said exactly the same thing. It's like we're just going to keep him guessing. And with that, let's go ahead and shoot to our comments from Coach as we just talked to him a little bit earlier in the locker room. On the pregame show, Quincy High skipper Andy Douglas. We missed you last night. How'd the team look?
Good, all around. I thought defensively we struggled with our focus game one, and last night I thought we did a much better job of paying attention to the details defensively, and the guys played with a lot of energy.
We come in the last night. Now, normally, you like to come in the last night, have the championship with two teams that have not lost. We got the first one out of the way with Wendell Phillips, who had, was a good ball team out here. We look at the Lions from Lanphier. What have you watched in the first two nights?
They're extremely aggressive defensively. They mix it up. First night, it seemed like they played 8-10 different defenses. Last night it wasn't as much, but they'll throw a zone at you in the half and full court, and they'll also pressure you man-to-man. And that's kind of what they've hung their hat on in years past with Coach Turner there, and he's done a heck of a job with that group and that program. But it's going to be a dogfight, and our guys are looking forward to that. I didn't think we handled the pressure well enough night one. We ended up turning up the pressure defensively night two. So tonight, we're looking forward to putting together a complete game.
And if I saw it right, their top two scorers, 32 and 20 tonight. I remember Hatchett.
Yeah.
I forgot who the other player was there without looking at my sheet. But are they that two-player dominant as far as offense?
They're pretty good. Both of those guys are pretty good. Whether it's taking you off the dribble, 21 for them is extremely athletic around the rim, finishes really well, drop step dunks. He's that type of player. So it's going to be a complete defensive effort. We'll throw man-to-man at them. We'll throw some zone at them, mix some things up for us more than anything defensively. And it's going to have to be a complete effort, which, again, if we can build off of what we did last game and
1, 2, 2, three-quarter court.
Right.
Now they've seen a lot more man-to-man. They got to change their thoughts a little bit.
Yeah, and it's taken us changing our thoughts too. It's a big shift for not only us as coaches, but for the players as well. And there's a different level of toughness that comes with playing man-to-man, and that's what we really hope to get out of our guys. I think early on with practices, our group has really tried to hang their hat on what we do offensively, and that's going to win you some games, but it's not going to win you the games, the most important one. So we're trying to get back to, talk to Jyrell. Brock was back and Jaden Smith was back to what those guys really valued, and that is defense. And, that's how they were able to compete and win some pretty big games too. So that's what our group is trying to get to, and that's what, one of the valuable things you get out of playing or can get out of playing 3 games in 3 days.
Right. And I saw Jaden that first night, gave a shout-out. I always like him and followed him into the college course in the games in Collinsville. He was on the court coaching the guys on the other side, which is really good. Sometimes you don't want that from somebody in the stands, but it's like, no. If he's talking to the guys and the younger guys, it's all good.
Especially defense, and he knows what the heck he's doing defensively. So, he's a big help there.
He's the kind of guy, too, that if you put to wires.
No, it's really good. I think one of the things that we've gotten, really solid at, and one of the things that they really like to do is get out and run. And for us to understand that if you really like running that much and transition offensively, then it's going to come down to us getting defensive stops. And if we can do that, if we can get, pull down big rebounds, which our group has been able to do, Keyshawn, Tyler, they've attacked the glass there. But if we can do that, then it's going to lead to opportunities for Cameron and, Ralph and our guards to get out and run. And then, Keyshawn is big and tall as he is, he runs the floor. Mark Loudon runs the floor with the best of them. So I love our group. I love where we're at right now. It's going to be a tough one tonight, but again, I'm looking forward to seeing our guys compete.
And I saw Ralph, he's always had that speed, and he's strong.
Yeah.
That first night, a couple times we were a couple close to the Collinsville game, and I thought, boy, he got a lot of ground there. But it's awesome because watching him cut through and make you pick him up and then hiding the ball, doing a great job out at the point.
Yeah, he does. He does a really good job of protecting the ball, and you have to. At his size, going against some of the bigger kids that he does night to night, he's done a phenomenal job for us.
Well, we got the Hall of Fame out there. We got a couple golfers and one track person out there, so honoring them tonight, nobody else. Should be a lot of fun. Go out and beat the Lions, and let's take home the championship.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Coach. And that was Andy Douglas for the Quincy High Blue Devils. That's sponsored by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. Join us here in a minute. Coach Pettit and I will get ready for the rest of the pregame show as we have the Quincy High Blue Devils and the Lions from Lanphier right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
And we thank Coach for his pregame comments. Again, brought to you by Kunis Auto Group, Honda and Hyundai in town. Awesome group there. Check out a car this weekend. Pick one out. And actually, I rode one for 1 week, and they sold it right from out from under me. So I must be doing something. I'll get my commission check a little later on. Hey, earlier today we were across campus, and it had the Quincy High Blue Devil Girls Edition. They were taking on Althoff Catholic. We saw them last night against the QND Raiders. Tonight, Quincy Higher today, very good victory. First 22 points of the game unanswered. It took a while for them to even get in the scoring column, and they went on to win 48-19. Right now, 5-1 total and 1-0 in the conference. Leading the way today, Taylor Foley. She had 14. Jada Brown had 10, and Miley Lanphier had 10 as well. So, good day for Blue Devil fans with the first victory. Looking to cap off a second one here tonight as the Blue Devils came out in the first night against Wendell Phillips Academy. A great comeback by Phillips to get it close. Devils pulled off at the end, and Rough Wires really took control at the very end, 69-58. And then you heard the Tinley Park one, a 69-29 game, Camden Brown with 20. So a great night for the Devils. Love to cap it off.
Well, you know, Lanphier is going to be a different bird. The way they play, their athleticism, they're going to get into you man-to-man, full court. And, you know, Blue Devils are going to have to take care of the basketball tonight and also rebound, you know, defend, rebound, and then go.
Do all the key things out here, and, of course, it all starts in the defensive end. The Devils have shown us that, and they transition quite well into the offensive end. A lot of guys contributing on that. Checking them out now going through layups in that home blue and white. Yeah, we get out of the weekend, and you jump into the season after this, starting up with next week. Next week for the Blue Devils, we'll have on, I had to double check their schedule, make sure they weren't playing on Tuesday. Friday night, they play at Geneseo. We'll probably be at the Pit, QND, and Sacred Heart Griffin. Then on Saturday night, you got the night off. Now that's something one year, and it was the year I believe that we went to East Moline for the first game, then turned around on Saturday, went all the way down to Centralia, and we noticed the legs weren't working very good that night.
Yep.
We've stopped doing that. You know, after you get 3 games in here, you get that Friday night game next week for the first conference game, and take the rest of the weekend off. So that's what you'll see next week out of the Quincy High Blue Devils. We do have the girls on Monday. We'll be out at Notre Dame. Tuesday, the Quincy High girls hosting Geneseo on Thursday. Check that, November 30th. And then, of course, they go on up north as we get. And this year, if you look at the schedule, and it happens a couple times, all the conference games are the same week. So if we go to Sterling, the girls go to Sterling that week. Geneseo, for the last 2 years, we did the flip-flop. Last year, we did a flip-flop where we split. Same way here. We have Geneseo on our first on the road because then we picked them up during the shootout on a Friday night. But girls will be gone on the road next week. So season's here, having a ball. We had a fun over at the QND Gully tip-off, and now the Quincy High Thanksgiving tournament. Still might have some leftovers there from the other day. Good crowd came in. Pom-pom squad, as usual, all around the upper deck and the lower deck as well. And the band, as we saw, with now 5 tuba players, all with white tubas. Nobody's got the brass one tonight. The other night, we'll have to find out who that was. I really need this year the lineup, but if I give the lineup to the tubas, then I really need to tell everybody in the whole band individually they're doing a great job. So buzzer's off, we're getting ready, and our 3, we'll talk a little bit more about them, but our 3 inductees to the Hall of Fame, 2 golfers. Chris O'Connell, he was part of that, him and his brother, but he was part of that 91 team. Early 90s, they took off, and you had him and his brother. You had Scott Seward. We had the Rodowicks coming through there. Ryan Graff was a big key back then. So many good golfers that for the next 10 years, Guthrie comes in and those guys. Parker Freiberg's out there, and he's throwing it together. It was just, Don Kelly had those guys and then handed it off to Coach Bruner. Doug was there, and Doug had, I believe Doug was 17 years, 18 years, and he's also coaching basketball here at Quincy High. So he's number 1. Tony Carnival, part of that 91 class as well. And then our third one was Chris Adams. I believe he was 2001, and he was a track. So, by the way, Coach, the other night I turned our light on for the national anthem so we could see stuff. And about an hour later at home, after the game was over, I pulled it out, and it was still lit. So as the lights go out, boy, it's just, again, a ceremony here, and we can't overstate it, I don't think. Or best thing, and actually coming out from our gentleman who's getting the best gyms in Illinois, he said there's most college teams, or maybe it was small pro teams. As we get the national anthem, we'll stay with that. And our national anthem by the Quincy High Band. Fantastic job as always. As we get ready here, the Lions from Springfield, Lanphier. They're coached by Blake Turner. He brings his squad over here. Double checking our starting lineup on the far side. All right, so here we go. The Lions for Springfield, Lanphier. Number 2, Jesse Bates III, 5'11", senior at guard. Jaquan Holman, he had a heck of a game there last night, 5'11", junior. Number 12, Amari Anderson, 6'1", junior as well. Jalen Hardy, 6'1", senior. And rounding it out, Shaughnessy Hatchett, junior, 6'4", junior as well. We mentioned 32 and 20 with Holman and Hatchett last night. Of course, they're wearing their road white, trimmed in orange and black. Of course, Lanphier is up on the northeast side of Springfield. And they're doing a whole bunch of renovations over there right now with the track and the field. And then also at Springfield High, they just replaced the track and field as well. So.
Well, I've definitely been there and recruited, so I know Lanphier very well.
And, of course, Steve Altmix, former Blue Devil in '77, went to Culver Stockton, taught at Lanphier, was assistant football coach, and was also a track coach. He retired a few years ago, and then he is still working track over at Chatham Glenwood, over at the junior high program. I'm not sure if he's still working the high school program at all. So thank you, Coach Altmix. And, of course, we were talking earlier in their side about his dad, who was really Coach Altmix and did a fantastic job. Coach Pettit and I were both fortunate enough to have him for a couple sports there at St. Dominic, the Dolphins. Here comes, and of course now the video is running on our screen. We usually keep it quiet so that everybody can enjoy it. It never gets old. And with the video this year, it comes out of a newly renovated locker room. The lockers now went back into another room. The main area, they carpeted and kept there for the meetings, and then they've got all new chairs in there, some easy chairs, and it looks just beautiful in there. And that is our new Devil, Nate Hessler. If it sounds familiar, he was on the basketball roster last year. How about that? One year you have the manager make the team, and then the next year somebody on the team decides, I want to be the Devil. Nate's got that physique set for being the Devil. Always a senior that is picked for that, by the way, unless Anthony Oliver wants to make a comeback. Anthony makes a comeback here, we'll allow him to come back in. Anthony's worth 2 Devils now. I always love in the far end over there in that one year, Coach Brunner's nephews were all dressed up like a little devil. And now we're ready for the starting lineup for the Quincy High Blue Devils. 2-0 on the season. They'll be wearing their home blue, trimmed in white. Usually not the home blue.
I thought that's the road blue.
Exactly, but not tonight.
So,
but
no,
yes.
they're the road team tonight.
And again, some of the uniforms, and I know some of those throwbacks from the late 70s, early 80s, the 80s that wore the sleeves, a lot of the guys who played back then really likes to see a return of the sleeves on the uniform tops. Of course, the Devils are coached by Andy Douglas. His assistants, Bruce Bonas, Ryan Brown, and Tom Lepper still listed down there. I forgot to ask Coach if Coach Lepper makes it out to any practices or if he'd be here at all during that night. Starting off with our lineup, number 5, the point guard, the catalyst. Check that, number 3, Ralph Wires. He's a senior, 5'10". Next we got another senior, number 4, Camden Brown, senior, 6'5". Following up, Tyler Sprigg, check that. Yep, Tyler Sprigg is coming out first. Tyler Sprigg, where's number 10? He's a senior, 6'3". Next out is Rico. Nope, check. Don't want to put Rico in there before Dom. Dominic Clay, where's number 14? He's a junior, and Dom is 6'3". Then the big man inside rounds it out. That's number 42, Keyshawn Thomas. He's a junior, 6'6". He was a load the other night. So we're ready for Blue Devil basketball here on this Saturday night. Glad you're with us. MeccaSportsCo.com. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit. Shout out to a lot of our friends that have come by and said hi. Purdy got all his comments the first night, so he's going to have to wait. We'll try to share some of that to some of our people who came out to support the Hall of Fame, support the Blue Devils, and get us rolling. Should, as the season goes, a good crowd here on this Saturday night. And we'll try to get some updates from across town. First game, it was, of course, the Lady Raiders taking on Highland, Illinois. Steve Luton, we give a shout out to him. The nightcap, Quincy Notre Dame boys and STEM. Brown in the center circle, tips up into the backcourt, tracking it deep, saving the ball, but it must have been last touched. I thought for a minute they were going to send it the other way, but it was last touched by the Lions. Devils will have the basketball.
Lanphier definitely wants to muck up this game and get it as ugly as humanly possible. And Blue Devils need to pressure, get out and go.
Wires brings it across the timeline. Brown's out there at the top now. Left side is Sprick, also with Wires. Down on the baseline on this side is Keyshawn Thomas. Clay with it between the circles. Pass to the 45, that's Sprick. Into the high post, stepping up and knocking the ball away was the Lions, and that was Hatchett Jr. Luckily in the back court, Sprick tracked it down. Wires sets the ball to the right side. Thomas at the 45. Hands to Clay. Clay comes out, now kicks it down in the opposite corner. Camden Brown for 3. Brown opens the game up with a three-pointer for the Devils.
Nice drive and kick by the Blue Devils. Good spacing, wide open look. Camden Brown knocked it down.
Little rhyme there, Coach. Nice. Out tie for the Lions. Anderson. Anderson will keep it out there. Switching it off with Holman.
And the Blue Devils in man to start, not the 1-2-2 or the 1-3-1.
We saw a lot of that as a steal now. Losing the handle with the Lions. Tyler Sprick picks it up. Played just a minute, 15 seconds in transition. Dom Clay goes baseline, up strong. Good. Nice job by Dom. He's been down a little bit in the first couple games. Picked it up right there.
Well, and when you're not hitting the three, take it to the hole and drive, and that'll get him started here.
Lions on the far end. Man-to-man still coming from the Blue Devils. Greer, I was double checking that. Nice shot there. Was that Hatchett Jr., number 21, Coach?
Yep.
He did a lot of scoring. We've heard that name before, and of course last year, heck of a shooter.
Well, and Keyshawn and Hatchett Jr. are battling, and Hatchett Jr. just came out and whacked him, so He's going to pick up, I believe, number 1.
Indeed, first foul of the ball game. Hatchett for the Lions.
And that wasn't a very good foul, 30 feet from the basket. Out there pressuring and whatever. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he put pressure the last time too, so he's going to be out there denying that ball to Thomas. Right side, Sprick at the 45, back out to Ralph Wires. Hesitates. Left side, Clay drives. Started to go out, but it was a faint pass just floating out there, and here comes a 3-on-2. We had Clay up there and Ralph Wires both trying to block the shot. One will get the foul, and Lions will go to the line to shoot 2.
Once again, not take care of the basketball down here on the offensive end. Springfield Lanphier turns it into a fast break opportunity.
Ralph Wires was calling for the first foul against the Devils. 1 apiece, heading to the free throw line. Jesse Bates the third. No, it's not JB3, it's only BL3. At least in this gym. First shot, no good by Bates. 4 there for the Devils in the lane. Sprick and Thomas down low. Clay and also Brown. Second one up, no good, long rebound. Dom comes up and picks it up, Dom Clay. Ralph Wires has the ball, a little passive pressure in the back with Bates. Actually, putting a little more than just passive. Skips it over to the left side. On to the left 45, Sprick looks inside briefly, wasn't there. Clay works a screen around Thomas. Shot taken for 15, no good. Thomas in strong, Thomas goes up. Ball rolled off, but good offensive board for Keyshawn.
If he keeps doing that the whole ball game, we'll be in good shape.
Lions with the basketball back to the top of the key. That's Holman. Holman, long 3, no good, in and out. Ralph Wires was there, picked it up, but then didn't see the guy behind him. Luckily, it knocked it out to the sideline and back over to the Blue Devils, up 5-2 with 5:06 left in the first quarter. Ralph Wires brings it down the court. Picking him up this time is Keon Greer, number 5. I did not have him. I don't think I had him in the starting lineup, so first one off the bench. Clay over here to the left, actually still in the beard of the Blue Devil. Sprick now at the 45, back to the top of the key. Thomas, left side. Ralph Wires gives a fake. Ralph up, under, skips it to the right wing. Back over to Brown. Brown, Camden, up, under, finger roll. Oh, and it rolled out. 360 degrees.
And Keyshawn had the inside position, on the Lanphier, center. So good job boxing out by Keyshawn.
Hatchett with 2 fouls now. We've only played almost 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 24 seconds to be precise.
Well, and he's a key player that if you can get him into foul trouble, things will be a lot easier for the Blue Devils.
Inbounded right corner, left corner, good from 3. Ralph Wires connects from outside. That's the second 3 for the Blue Devils. 8-2, Blue Devils with the lead. On the right side, back top to the left corner. Devils still coming out of that man-to-man. Holman went to the right side, picking the ball and bringing it back to the left is Anderson. Now Amari sets a screen. That screen goes to Holman. Holman passes right side, driving hard to the hole. Greer, and he'll back it out. Good defense by Tyler Sprick. And Tyler Sprick did a great job of coming down and pinching. I couldn't believe Hatchett got the shot off, and he's got 4. 8-4 Devils. Sprick in the left corner. Good defense there. I tell you what, almost too good a defense for Hatchett. It could be a quick third foul, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's very aggressive down in the corner, trying to get the basketball and or deflecting it.
Tyler Sprick will trigger it in. In front of him, jumping him down is Bates the third. Boy, I tell you, lazy pass out there, but Keyshawn did not come to the ball. It was Hatchett that jumped over there and knocked the ball out of bounds right in front of his bench. Ralph Wires, man-to-man on him. Greer has him. Ralph goes in, up, under. Good shot. Ralph again will take it. You don't stop him. He's going to go all the way to the glass. He's got 5 now, 10-4. Blue Devils with the lead. Back in the half-court set, man-to-man. Ralph Wires on the right side, left side of there. He's picking up Holman. Brown switched off with him. Camden had him. Ball goes into the left corner. Hatchett has it there. 16-footer, good. Hatchett with a nice pull-up. He's got all 6 of the Lions. Points. Wires down in the left corner now. Picks his dribble up. Dom Clay. Pass top. Brown over to Sprick on the right side. High post is Thomas. Thomas will get it. Brown will clear out to the left with Wires. Right side will be Clay and Sprick. Sprick comes around, kicks it out opposite corner, back to the 45. Brown sees it. Brown comes up with a short floater. We talk about those mid-range little shots and floaters like that. That's what you do.
Well, if he'd have took a couple more dribbles, it'd have been 1-on-2, down the middle of the lane. He pulled up for the 10-footer, right along the lane line, basically.
And I tell you, that's it, Coach. We've talked about it numerous, as well as coaches do too. You can either go all the way, or at some point you stop for that mid-range J. 220. Oh, a nice job there by Dom Clay. Reached in, knocked the ball out. We thought he was heading down for a fast break. Said Dom will be whistled for his first foul. Team foul 2 each in the first quarter. As again, we talk about, you have to follow that each quarter. Is 5 for each quarter. On the 5th, double bonus. Then you basically go back to 0 and start again. Coach Penn, I think some baby's listening to our game. He's got headphones on for protecting his ears or her ears. Maybe we'll put the mechasportsco.com sticker on those headphones. Start them young. Approaching 2 minutes. Lions of the basketball. 16-footer, no good.
Good
partially
defense
blocked
by Wires.
Yes, Ralph partially blocked it. Here comes Dom. He dodges a charge because he ran the guy over, but the Lions went the other way, and they'll take it. Tip, no good. Second tip, no good by the Lions. The Devils get a break there. Cameron Wires is back in the game. So both Wires, along with Dom Clay, Keyshawn Thomas, and Camden Brown, inside 2 minutes.
Going with the smaller team with the 2 Wires out front.
And there it is, inside. Thomas working to get big. They left Hatchett in too long. He now has 3 fouls, all 3 fouls. And coach is telling him, he's saying, listen, you got to adjust there. You can't be hanging on him. Cameron Wires to set it off on the baseline. Camden Brown on the low block. Keyshawn comes from the high block. There he is, wide open, strong hole. Oh, too hard of a shot. And they call a foul. I thought we had a held ball because it looked like Thomas got in there with Greer. But instead, Keyshawn, his first foul.
A little ticky-tack foul, 90 feet from the basket. So not a good decision by Keyshawn.
And Keyshawn had the good pass there. He came from the opposite high post around the action down to the low post, and his momentum just carried a little too much behind that basketball. Minute and a half left, first quarter action. Devils do lead 12-6. Lions have the basketball with Holman at the top. Guarding him is Mark Louthan. Not Jimmy, but Mark. Jimmy's his dad. Shot, rolls, in and out. Under the basket, a tip, out. Lions having a little shot, but they went up with a third one.
Got a rebound.
The last one was a hard one off the board, and a 3-pointer in the corner.
3 offensive rebounds and led to the kick out for the 3 in the corner. It's like you can't let that happen, if you're going to be successful.
Well, we had a foul here, so we'll go back over the Lions after they hit the 3-pointer.
Oh, Lord.
Foul was called a Ralph
Another
Wires.
3 and we're tied.
And right now 4 fouls, so that's only the last minute 7. Lions will shoot on the next foul. Oh, it looked like traveling to me, and sure enough it was. Play a little traveling music there. He started going through and then just kept spinning around, and the ball never hit the floor. That's called traveling.
I've had him up north.
Oh, okay. I did not recognize the officials, so we did not get their name before the game.
I've had him up north. I might go down. He might tee me up and throw me out.
He might tee you up here.
Tee me up and throw me out.
Inside a minute of the first quarter, Devils have the 12-9 lead. Ralph and Camden Wire. Check that now. Cameron's, there he is in the other corner, along with Clay, Brown, and Louthan. Mark has the ball on the left side, all the way over to the right corner. Cameron Wires, no good. Louthan gets the rebound. Check that, Brown gets the rebound. Louthan's grown a little bit, so he looked tall. Brown with a great rebound, and he'll head to the free throw line. 37.7 left in the first quarter.
Good look with the cross-court pass for the wide-open 3, and then, once again, Blue Devils on the offensive glass. They need to keep that up the rest of the game.
Foul was called on the Lions, number 10, Romel Kirkwood. His first, team's 4th. So everybody will shoot 2 for the rest of the way out. Thursday night, Camden Brown had 6 for 6 from the charity stripe, 14 points on the night. Brown will have another one. 37.7 ticks. Second one up. Good. 2 for 2. 14-9. Blue Devils with a lead. Across the timeline, Jesse Bates the third. Picking him up is the younger of the Wires.
And they're in the 1-2-2 now instead of their man.
Clay comes up at the point. Camden Brown as well as Cameron Wires setting at the top elbows. And then deep, check that now, yes. And then deep was Louthan and Sprick. Down to 10 seconds. 35, 40 feet from the basket. Holman's got it with 5 seconds. Left side, almost a travel, but stolen. Brown with the steal. And the long shot at the quarter. And we played 8 minutes. The Quincy High Blue Devils 14, the Lanphier Lions 9.
Good solid quarter for the Blue Devils. They got out in front early, and Lanphier came back a little bit, and then, they turned the tide, with the last couple of minutes and, a couple of good possessions. So, I like what I see right now, but I think we need to go underneath the Keyshawn, let him battle inside because, if they start double teaming him, he'll kick it out for wide open, easy looks. He's very unselfish. So I think offense needs to go through Keyshawn here, this next quarter.
Well, you talk about turning the tide. I'm sure Coach Bruner, I didn't see it, but I heard it.
Thank you.
Coach Bruner was a little scared today. The tide came down to the last Hail Mary to win the ball game. So Alabama Tide, if you knows Coach Bruner, he lives and dies Alabama football. Good first quarter. 7 points out of Camden Brown, 5 out of Ralph Wires. Dom Clay had the other 2. Hatchett on the other side for the Lions had 6 points, 3 baskets, and he got 3 fouls to go with those baskets. Looks like rebound-wise, 6-6 both teams. 4 offensive rebounds on the other side for Lanphier. That's something to point out there.
Well, they had 3 of them on that one possession. So the Blue Devils have done pretty good job on the defensive glass.
Yeah, it looked like, too, the field goal percentage really low. I can't remember what we saw there, but it was pretty low on the first. 5 for 11 or 10 and 4 for about the same.
Yeah, 5 for 10 and 4 for 11. So
once it sticks in your brain, you can't get it out. Half a second or half a minute. 30 seconds through the second quarter. Lions have the basketball on the far left side. Holman with it. Reverses over to the right side. That's Greer. Greer skips it back over to the left side through Holman. Let's go back down to the right corner for him. So ball movement, cross court. Long shot from out high, no good. That was Holman.
Nice box out.
Yes, Mark Louthan with a good rebound there. Here comes Cameron Wires. Tyler Sprick in transition, just off the front of the iron. That's what you like, though. You come down, you see it, and you've got an advantage inside, you take it. Oh, good block shot by Clay from behind.
But then another offensive rebound by Springfield Lanphier.
Well, I'm checking there. I'm not sure who made that basket. But now on the left side, Dom Clay fires for 3, so retaliates there. He's got 5.
And the Blue Devils are now 2 for 4 from three-point line, shooting 50%. And if they continue that pace, bode well for them tonight.
Indeed. Lions in the left corner. Sprick playing defense there. Helped by Louthan, and a nice layup there by Jesse Bates III. 17-13. Good pass inside, good reverse. No good, Louthan. Pass was from Wires, but still a good play. Double checking there, 17-13.
Looked like Cameron Wires was a little bit out of control there, but made a good pass and got a good look at the basket.
2 points on that side over there. Somehow I've missed the point for the Lions. That's all right. 17-13. Devils with the lead. 6:02 left in the first half. Stick around in the half. We'll cover not only the first half, but cover the tournament. Maybe a little more bio on the Quincy High Hall of Famers.
Well, and Keyshawn coming back in with, number 21 of Springfield being out. He should be able to, control the paint, in the next, probably 5 minutes.
Holman using a screen at the top. Holman hesitates. On his drive, kicks out in the right corner. Three-pointer shot out there by Anderson Long. Sprick tracked it down, but Brown has it. Across the timeline, Camden, hesitation dribble. lost the handle, got down to the baseline, kicks it back out.
Got whacked upside the head.
And that's why, yes. Brown inside 4, Lionsworth there. Missed the shot.
Wow.
His second one, he got mugged. And so Camden back to the line to shoot 2.
Very physical game. I mean, Lanphier is getting into them, with their, aggressive man-to-man defense. And Blue Devils, they've been a little bit loose with the basketball. So we need to take care of it and, get good shots every possession.
Kirkwood is called for his second foul. First foul of the second quarter. And Camden Brown hits the first of a second shot. We'll put out as many numbers as you can there, folks. At the end of the night, we want to see a letter up, and that's a W. 5:30 left, first half action. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, mechasportsco.com. On the web or also on YouTube. Second one is good.
Well, like I said last night, the Blue Devils are going to win more games at the free throw line than lose this year.
Indeed, 19-13. Devils stretching it out. Oh, there it is. Coming through on a screen, Romel Kirkwood ended up moving it a little bit, and he's now got 3 fouls as well. So 2 guys on the side with 3. They're going to bring back Keon Greer. So Greer will be in there with Holman. Also out high, number 12, Anderson. Low, they got Bates the third. And on the other block now, it's Curtis Chris. Not Curtis Creek, Curtis Chris. Approaching 5 minutes, first half. Bounce pass. Nice job by Wires up behind at the top of the key. Went straight down to Keyshawn Thomas for 2.
Great pass. And Keyshawn sealed off down there and used his left hand. Nice play.
21-13. Devils with an 8-point lead. Back to the top of the key, Holman. Joaquin has it left side, goes into the left corner. Drive into the hole, and a nice dish. Defense tried to get there, but once the first offensive Blue Devil came, or the defense from the other side, Curtis Chris went in for the layup.
Nice pass.
In the right corner, good. Camden Brown hits the 3 in the right corner. Nice shot, Camden.
Great pass by Keyshawn. He was down on the block, got double teamed, kicked it out for an easy look.
Speaking of Keyshawn, he gets the rebound on the weak side for the Blue Devils. Cameron Wires comes down, and there it is. Keyshawn comes running down the lane, and Wires just drops a bounce pass off there for an easy layup. We could see that one coming.
Well, big fella runs the floor, you got to feed the beast.
You got it.
And that was an easy look. He beat his guy down the floor. And Keyshawn does have great hands, and he finishes around the rim. So great secondary break by the Blue Devils.
And with that, he had nobody in front of him, so he didn't have to worry about running over anybody and get the player control foul. So after one, it was 14-9. Devils led by 5. We're halfway through this second quarter, now up 26-15. So we've run off 12-6, doubling up in the second quarter, the Lions.
Well, and like I said, the Blue Devils, I hate to say it, but they're doing more on the defensive end, getting out and getting the easy baskets. So, it's they keep doing what they're doing on the defensive end. I think we'll be okay tonight.
Tim Tappy just came by with a wave. I believe that's Taylor Tappy, his daughter, following him down. Tap, we always joke, we asked about Tap had a hip replacement. Boy, that looked like a big spike down in there when I saw the x-ray. Knees are still good for him. I guess we talk about it. We joke now that his brother-in-law just has his knees done now. And, of course, if you haven't caught it on Facebook, it's Brian Spots, former Blue Devil, former WIU Leatherneck, and master of the universe in Facebook world. Approaching 4 minutes left. Lions have the basketball, but the Devils have the 26-15 lead. Coming out of timeout, Cameron Wires, along with Clay, Brown, Sprick, and Thomas. 26-footer plus.
Oh, he got boxed
No
out.
good on the shot. Long rebound came to Holman. He drives the lane, dishes it off at the last second. The Lions get a bucket. That was Bates the third.
Well, once again, when you're challenging the shot, you need to at least put a forearm on the guy, and then turn. You guys get the rebound, then you go. They did not do that on that last possession defensively.
Devils with the ball in the left corner. 3 in and out for Clay. Boy, that was almost down. Thomas was trying to get the rebound. In transition, Bates the third. Hands the ball off to Holman at the top of the key. Right back to Holman after a pass to the left side to Anderson. Ball's in the paint. partially blocked on the first one. It was Greer trying to go up, and then Keyshawn Thomas got the board. Wires, another little bounce pass. This time to Clay.
Bring it out, be patient.
In traffic, he lost the handle on the ball, so resetting. Back to the Devil at half court. Cameron Wires starts the drive. Nobody's going to pick him up. Fires the short corner. Thomas with a little short hook, no good. Goes to the weak side. Down with the court. Bates the third. Devil still playing man-to-man. On the left baseline. Pull up, 12-footer, no good. Weak side, Clay and Thomas were there. Clay gets the rebound, though. Clay will go right side. Into the right corner.
I'll get it to him.
Camden Brown goes inside with a guard on him. Keyshawn Thomas up, around, and a reverse layup with the right.
Tatum, and then he went underneath and scored still.
He has matured each year and gotten better and stronger. In the half-court set, Devils. Looks like they're 1-2-2 matchup now. Clay on the left side, Thomas on the right corner, and firing up a three over Thomas before he could get there was Joaquin Holman. You know he's going to score. 28-20, inside 2 minutes. Devils go inside, a pass from Sprick to Clay. And a great interior drop pass, little bounce pass to Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas with another score, and give Clay an awesome assist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought Dom should have took the ball to the hoop, and he turns around, does that little back wrap around, drop pass, and, easy layup for Keyshawn.
In the ball game for the first time, Isaiah Talton. Clay will get a break. I think Clay gets a break because I got 3 fouls up there, but it looks like it's on Sprick, and I have no fouls on Sprick. That's interesting. First foul, there you go. I love the delay to see what I'm calling. Sprick with his first foul should be the first of the second quarter.
Blue Devils in the 1-2-2 now to finish up the half.
Actually, the Devils have 2 in this quarter, as well as the Lions. Out front with the basketball. Bates the third. Taking the ball away from him. Cameron Wires goes up. Body contact. Foul will be on Jesse Bates the third. His first. Should be the third foul in the second quarter. More importantly, going to the free throw line will be Cameron Wires shooting 2.
Once again, the Blue Devils on the defensive end, turning good defense into easy offense.
Hey, and a shout out to Kent Dade today. We saw him seeing his granddaughter, Layla Dade, over at the girls' game. Played a lot of ball with Kent. And of course, he had his sons as well. Only 1 played at John Wood. I always thought 2 did. Of course, we've got the fire chief here, the fire chief in Champaign. And then I'm trying to think where his third son's at. Cameron Wires hits the first one. Second one good. His first points of the ball game. 31-20. Blue Devils with the lead, and they'll jump into that 32-20. I thought we had 2 up there. And we jump into the three-quarter court, 1-2-2. Drop back in the half-court set. Ball will come back out 40 feet from the basket. Holman has it. Wires guards him. Camden Brown on the right side now. Screen being set on him. The drive in, the floater, and up and good. Nice little floater there from Jesse Bates the third. He's got 6 in the quarter and 9 for the ball game.
Your one row's got to stop that drive, going from, the top of the key down to the middle of the lane.
Ball in the short corner down here on the left. It went to Keyshawn Thomas. Keyshawn kicked it back out. Comes back down the left corner. Good! Tyler Sprick for him 3 down in the left corner. 35-22 for Sprick. His first points of the first half. Devils have 5 players in the scoring column. Down to the last 25 seconds of the half. Lions look like they're going to hold on for the last shot. We got on the left side Anderson. Back to the top is Holman. And on the right wing, I believe you have Bates the third. And there he is for a shot. Long range, no good. Long rebound on the other side. 5 seconds left. And he tries to throw it up. Underneath, caught the air ball, was Bates the third, and tried to put it up, and it had a close opportunity to score. But it is halftime here at Blue Devil Gymnasium. The Quincy High Blue Devils 35, the Lanphier Lions 22. And we thank our sponsor, Cunis Auto Group, also Cunis Honda and Cunis Hyundai. Get over and check them out today. Faith, family, and giving back. The band starts to rock a little bit. Time to update our stats for the half as it's 35-22. And I believe today we never got an update on this. Coach Longo might be able to update. They had the alumni gathering, little soccer action that they came out for Thanksgiving. So many times in the past, in our years, Thanksgiving meant playing basketball at the CYO, playing at Chaddock, playing somewhere with a bunch of groups. Now the soccer guys are getting it. Of course, this was the 50th anniversary of Quincy High soccer. Coach Longo joining the staff again to enjoy the year. A lot of memories, a lot of pictures, kind of fun to watch. So one half coach in the books, 9 for Bates for the Lions and 6 for Hatchett. Hatchett and Kirkwood, each with 3 fouls. On the side for the Blue Devils, leading the way, 12 points, Camden Brown. So he's leading the way, 8 by Keyshawn Thomas. So a good look there.
Well, and Lanphier's out rebounded them, but, you know, basically you have 2 possessions where they had, I think, 5 offensive rebounds. So, you know, you take that out from the mix, the Blue Devils have done a pretty decent job, you know, on the glass, you know, so, but they need to, you know, do probably a better job, you know, in the second half, because some of those, you know, offensive rebounds start turning into points, and, you know, it could be a different ball game. You know, right now up by 13, you're a couple threes away from being a 5-6 point game. So, you know, the Blue Devils have to be very careful, take care of the